Has anyone ever challenged you at something not knowing you were an expert in that field? I worked nights at a warehouse for 12 years. Nothing fancy, just loading trucks and moving boxes. But I'd been doing it so long I could stack a pallet blindfolded. Hell, I even helped write the training manual they gave new guys. Everyone knew I was good at my job, but I never bragged about it. Then this new supervisor shows up. Kyle was his name. Fresh out of college with some business degree, probably never lifted anything heavier than his laptop. First week on the job, he's walking around with his little clipboard taking notes like he's gonna revolutionize the place. I'm minding my own business, loading brake rotors onto pallets the way I'd done 1,000 times before. These things weigh about 40 pounds each, and you gotta be careful how you stack them, or they'll shift and crush someone. I developed this technique over the years where I double tap the pallet jack to settle everything just right. Kyle walks over and stops me mid-load. "Hey, you're doing that wrong," he says, pointing at my pallet jack. "Let me show you the proper technique." I almost laughed. This kid wanted to teach me how to use equipment I'd been operating since he was in middle school, but I figured I'd be polite, so I stepped back and let him demonstrate. Big mistake. Kyle grabs the pallet jack and starts jerking it around like he's trying to break it. Within 30 seconds, he knocks over an entire stack of brake rotors. These things go flying everywhere, one of them nearly crushing his foot. I had to dive forward and catch a box before it nailed him in the head. "You okay?" I asked. His face was red as a tomato. "The equipment must be faulty. That's the real problem here." I nodded and walked over to my locker. Inside was a thick black binder with my name on it. Kyle Turner, safety consultant and training manual author. Yeah, I'd written most of the safety procedures this kid had probably skimmed on his first day. When I showed him the manual, his mouth just hung open. But instead of backing down, he doubled down. "Well, we're implementing new efficiency standards anyway," he said. "Starting Monday, we're gonna try some new methods I learned in my logistics class." Monday comes around and Kyle calls a meeting for all the night shift guys. He's got this PowerPoint presentation about optimizing workflow and maximizing productivity. Most of it was just fancy words for doing the same stuff we'd always done, but worse. The real problem was his new system required us to lift heavy pallets manually onto high racks without using the safety cages. I'd seen guys get seriously hurt doing exactly that. "Someone's gonna get hurt with this setup," I told him. Kyle waved me off. "That's just resistance to change. Trust the process." I tried explaining why the safety cages existed, but he wasn't having it. Said I was being difficult and stuck in old ways. 2 nights later, exactly what I predicted happened. One of the newer guys, Brandon, was trying to follow Kyle's new system. A 600-pound pallet of engine parts shifted while he was lifting it manually. Pinned his arm against the rack and broke his wrist in 3 places. Warehouse shut down immediately. Corporate flew in the next day to investigate. When they interviewed everyone, we all told them the same thing. Kyle had removed the safety equipment despite warnings from experienced workers. Brandon's injury could have been avoided if we'd followed the original procedures. The investigators pulled out the training manual, my training manual, and compared it to Kyle's new system. Every safety violation was documented. Kyle got demoted to office work the next day. They moved him to some desk job where he couldn't hurt anyone. I didn't gloat or anything, just clocked in the next night, put on my work gloves, and got back to loading trucks the right way.